Fasting is a conscious act of abstaining from food, drink, and other physical desires. This process creates space between oneself and the material cravings that usually dominate our daily lives. By temporarily denying the body, fasting allows the soul to rise above the constant demands of the flesh. This detachment is central to almost all spiritual traditions, which see the body as the vehicle for the soul, not its master. Fasting helps purify not just the body but also the soul. Spiritual impurities, anger, greed, lust, pride, are often fed by physical indulgence. When you fast, your attention naturally turns inward, and you start to observe your inner self with more clarity. This self-reflection leads to a deep form of spiritual austerity that burns away accumulated karmic imprints. With the digestive system at rest, physical energy is redirected. Fasting leads to heightened spiritual sensitivity, clearer intuition, and deeper states of prayer and meditation. This clarity is not just mental, but spiritual, as fasting helps break the noise of the outer world, making it easier to hear the voice of the divine. Fasting is essentially surrendering your will to a higher power. By saying, "I will set aside my physical needs to focus on my spiritual purpose," you practice ego dissolution. This act of surrender can be deeply transformative, especially when combined with prayer, gratitude, or service. When the ego is tamed through fasting, the heart becomes more receptive to divine grace, revelation, or inner awakening. Before starting the fast, align yourself spiritually. Ask yourself, why am I fasting? What spiritual transformation do I seek? How can this fast bring me closer to the divine? Fasting without spiritual practice is just dieting. To maximize spiritual benefit, use the time saved from eating to meditate or pray deeply. And journal about inner insights and struggles. Rather than just waiting it out until the fast ends, practice awareness throughout. Observe the cravings and discomfort that arise. Ask yourself, how can I redirect this hunger toward spiritual longing, divine love, truth, wisdom? True spiritual fasting is not just about food. It's also an abstinence from negativity, gossip, arguments, unnecessary speech, impure thoughts, and other desires of flesh. Guard your senses, thoughts, and words during the fast to multiply its transformative power. Create a space between yourself and your desires. Fasting can bring up frustration or inner resistance. When this happens, consciously surrender to the divine and practice gratitude for the blessings you do have. This deepens the humility and spiritual potency of your fast. At the end of the fast, don't just rush back into eating. Sit quietly and reflect. What did I learn about myself? What attachments came up? Did I feel closer to the divine, my higher self, or the inner stillness? How can I bring some of this spiritual clarity into my daily life after fasting ends? Absence of perpetual pleasure seeking in all forms exposes you the emotions you mask with your habits, and you're exposed to who you are. This is where healing starts. Physically, emotionally, and spiritually. When we empty ourselves of physical desires, we become prepared to receive divine grace, strength, love, and presence. Material cravings are the physical manifestation of spiritual hunger and longing for divine. Material can never provide fulfillment. Contentment is only achieved by inner work and bestowed by divine grace. Fasting helps us to see this and allows us to be receptive to the divine in our emptiness. Fasting is ultimately a sacred pause, a reset for the body, mind, and soul. When approached with sincerity, humility, and devotion, it becomes more than just abstinence. It becomes a doorway into spiritual awakening.